You were expecting Kevin? Well, not today, because this video is made by me, Chris, the whole time. Ooh, really mess with your throat.
Anywho,
As I just said, this is not a video with him. This is going to be a video with me. As you know, I am Chris. I am partake in many of the videos, and I make many artworks such as the shirt design. I made the website. I did not make Liney. What are you doing here, Liney? Yes, I know I said your name, but that doesn't mean you need to appear. This is not about... Okay. Counterpoint. Anywho, back to what I was saying. You're probably thinking, what is this video about? Well, if it's not from the thumbnail, I finally finished college. Mainly, I finished university. Raise the balloons. It's been quite a challenge to do. And honestly, I've been wanting to make this video personally for a while now, to talk about experience. And if you don't want to listen, that's totally fine, you know. It's a different video. But last time I made a video, a vlog video, was only one, surprisingly. I only made one vlog video. So this is, I guess, my second. I don't know if it's going to be my last. As you know, Kevin is like always saying that I sometimes join, but I couldn't join a lot because I just been very busy. I work at a minimum wage job to support my school and funding for school. And I've been, like I said, I've been in school. But it's finally done, at least one of them. I finally finished my university and I will be getting my bachelor's degree soon. It's weird because usually people who graduate will get it during the springtime, but because with my situation, or I'm one of the few students who'll be finishing in the fall. I don't know why it's getting laggy. My camera, my computer is old. I had this computer I have. I've been having this. I had this computer since 2019, so you know I haven't changed it since. It's my art computer. There's just been a lot with school, and I want to talk about that. It's honestly, graduating has been a great thing, a great ceremony. Literally a couple days ago, one of my final projects was making an exhibition. Me and my classmates made an exhibition where we posted our artworks, and I did do a couple of the artworks as well as some of the Cosmic Unity as well. And being able to post my work up on the wall, having people view it and see my portfolio and people smiling, it honestly really made me happy seeing that. And the school did teach me a lot. I learned how to do printmaking. I learned new advanced ways to improve my art. And all in all, and I met a lot of great people. I met like really close friends of mine, a significant other, and a lot of other things as well. It's honestly been really great. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, I learned a lot of new things. I cut myself a couple times. Not like, I meant like when I was like cutting for art, I cut my finger accidentally. I'm not smart. I am very, very not smart. But just though that was quite a challenge, in learning new materials has been quite unique. In being able, I learned new things like I learned a bit of video editing, but I don't use the same as Kevin. For the class I had to use WeVideo. I made a lot of new things. Believe it or not, if it wasn't for school, a lot of the Cosmic Unity stuff would have not been created, such as the website. The website was actually a school project where we could make our own website. And I could have made a portfolio website, but I already have one. So I was like, why not make a Cosmic Unity website? Don't take a shot every time I say the word website, but you know what I mean? Just put a little counter and say website. But the class let me use my abilities and help me create the cosmicunity.info, as you see today, where it's a lot of my artwork, the people about us, as well as part of the shop, which you can click on and buy one of our shirts. Speaking of which, I did have like another shirt idea, but I don't think that's going to work because it was a Piss Sharp burger design I had, but I was like, I don't think it's really appropriate to make a shirt out of Piss Shark. It's a cool design, I like it, but I don't think it's a good shirt. I'll show it, but it's not the great. I don't know if that should be another shirt. There's other designs I can make, but in honesty, I couldn't have been able to make the website without taking WordPress class, which teaches you how to create that, and we wouldn't have that as today. And I also made a documentary for one of my recent classes. Personally, I thought the documentary was going to be like creating like a video, like, you know, all those video documentaries. It was a lot different. It was interactive, so it was a lot different from the programming. I don't know if I'll be there. It's open to the public. I don't know if I'll show it. But it was one of the few things. So all in all, school did teach me stuff like making programming sites and improve my artwork. And some of that stuff did progress towards the Cosmic Unity channel, as you see in today's age. As well as like different artwork of Joe, of myself. Those were a lot more improved since like when I first started back in 2019 is when I started doing all this. So it's been years now since I've done this. I finished my community college and got associates back in 2021. Yeah, 2021, because I started to get my bachelor's by the fall semester of 2021. So all in all, there was a lot of good things. I met a lot of new people. I met my lover, my partner, and I was able to create a lot of and improve my artwork, and being able to use those skills from class to put it towards the Cosmic Unity, because I enjoy the channel. One of the things about the channel that I love, and that's something I always mention, was nowadays, especially with artists, and this is another thing from class, was that during class there was a ton of different artwork and visual designs I personally was very proud of, like very happy with, but my professor or other people who I was making it for did not like it. They rather they like the artwork that honestly I didn't put a lot of effort in. So I learned, at least during school and in life, is that as an artist you can't really make artwork you're really proud of, but more or less the artwork that people want, you know. It's similar, it's kind of similar, but it's different because you're making work that you feel proud of, but then there's work that you feel proud of but they wanted something different. And that was also during an internship in school that I took, where I made postcards and everything and posters, and I made a lot of like poster designs and postcards that I thought, oh, this is really good, this will get, like, this would probably be the one that they would use. But then they go with the second option, which wasn't the most worked on, but they prefer that one. So it's a lot of learning. Though definitely with school, I feel like school should definitely do math class. Like, when I mean math, I mean like learning how to pay bills, learning how to do taxes, or because this is the downside, because there's a lot of good things about it. Like I said, a lot of improvements, a lot of known things, but that doesn't mean it was the greatest experience. It was good, but there was a good amount of cons. And one of them was definitely that during school you had to take a lot of classes that weren't towards your major, that honestly didn't make sense for me. So a couple examples, like I took digital storytelling, and this is a student mentioned this too. I loved the class. It was one. I loved the professor. I loved the class. I made the documentary. It was all in all a fun experience and an easy class. If you're in the school, I definitely recommend with the professor. What one of the students said, because he was doing a presentation, got to me. And it's that, why are we taking this class? Because it's not our major. As an artist myself, yeah, the digital part, but doing digital storytelling, it can help towards my major, but I didn't think it was necessary. I mean, there's other things I learned too. For example, for a math class was origami, and origami was the reason why origami was a math class was because you had to it's hard to explain, but basically it was just trying to mathematically make sure the folding is accurate, because if you don't fold it at a certain angle, it wouldn't go out. In that class, I don't think the professor was fond of me, because that class was one of the more difficult, because I never did origami. But I mean, now, I learned how to make like the lotus flower and a lot of other origami stuff. Am I going to use origami for graphic design? I don't really know, unless the thing is origami related. I don't think I'm going to be using that. And one major one was during school, and it was a major class I had to take, was sculpting. Yes, a graphic designer who does digital art and posters and whatnot is doing sculpting. And I had to make different sculpting projects, which I spent hours on, and it was weird. Like, even this is one of the work that I made, which it goes back to like, why did I make this? What's the point of making this? What's going to bring to my major? It's cool, like it looks cool, but it's just not really necessary. And the school tends to do that, because the school kind of gives you more classes than you need, because some classes weren't necessary. As I mentioned, the digital storytelling, math, origami, those were like different classes. But or even the sculpture class, it would just, I didn't think it was necessary, but I needed it to do the and I learned a lot. I mean, I made a lot of art. Like, one of the recent designs I made, so like for one of my projects, we had to make like a branding design, and this is what I went with: Cyber Protectors. Not a real company, but it was our own ideas for the class, and we had to make the letterheads. I don't know if you can really get a good view, but there's some stuff that I thought was cool, making your own branding design, and all in all, it was really fun. But and then the second thing that I wanted to say was the biggest issues that I had with the school was the financial issues. And I'm sure a good amount of people can relate, and it's definitely one thing about college, from my experience, is the financials. If you don't have the financials, I don't know college is the best, because for me, the first couple semesters, I was doing okay financially because I have financial aid, and slowly, as the years go by, because I only went for 3 years, but as the years go by, I was using more like of the financial aid that they gave me, to the point where near the last year of school, I had to start paying because I didn't have enough money in my financial aid. And the first time this was last semester, I think, 2 semesters ago, was when they started doing it. Yeah, it was 2 semesters. It was last year when the financial issues went down, where I remember I got an email from the school saying you don't have enough financial aid, so we can cover at least some of the classes, but the rest you're going to have to pay. And believe it or not, the amount that I had to pay out of my own pocket from years of working at a minimum wage job, keep that in mind, I'm working minimum wage, I'm making not a lot of money, but I'm trying to work as many hours to get the money, because the first semester was $1,700 that I had to pay out of my pocket. And of course, this is during the time where they emailed me and I wasn't fully like aware of this, and I didn't have that much money saved up because I wasn't expecting this outcome to happen, you know. And another issue, they also took away some of my financial aid because I was over a credit limit. And what I mean is that during classes you get credits. So some classes take 3 credits, some take 4, and it matters because that's actually a requirement. You need to take 80 credits in order to, like, as the major. But the issue though is that if you're above 128 credits, they cut you off the financial aid, or part of the financial aid gets cut off. I don't think it was entirely the school. I think it was just more or less the financial, like the actual financial people, because I was over the credit because I transferred from, like I said, I finished community, I got my associates, and I transferred to my transferred over, and they took some of the credits, not all of them, and because I was over the amount, it was like I remember I got the email for that. Yeah. So last year was when I didn't run out of financial aid necessarily, but they cut off some of it because I was over the credit limit. And that's when I had to pay the $1,700. And then again, I kept paying that amount. And then came this semester, my last semester, where I know that it was going to be a lot. So during the summer, I try my best to save as much as I can and worked really hard hours, long hours. Doesn't mean like during the summer it was all work. I did have spend some time for myself, but it cost me about $3,000, and you know, it was $3,000 out of my own pocket that I had to pay for. And, you know, I had to work on it, try to save up. And then it comes to my mind, it's like there's like, you know, I know some people will be like, why didn't you do loans? Well, the thing about loans is that, yeah, you can pay back later, but if you don't have the amount right away, they'll charge you with interest. So, because even one of my professors said she's still in student debt, and I didn't want to be in that. So obviously the only choice I could do was to pay out of my own pocket. So I spent almost $5,000 on school. And you think like $5,000, you know, imagine that type of money in your own pocket, you know, the joke about being, oh, you know, I'm a broke college student, but it's a real thing, because during the weeks paying off school, I also had to pay for gas because the school was an hour away from where I live, because the other universities, I wasn't really the most intelligent. I have mental issues, to say it simply. And this is one of the few schools that would accept me, so gotta do what I do. But luckily, the nightmare's over, but that doesn't mean it hasn't taken a toll. It's been great, but, you know, again, like to this day, I still think, you know, if I had that money, imagine what I could do. I can pay off my car that is needing of work, and even, not even kidding, you know, paying for gas, because I only make a good amount, like a certain amount of money, and, you know, all that money, because I pay for my programs, you know, like my Adobe, which is like $60 a month, And then usually gas, can take up to either 20, 30, or even 40, depending how much the gas is. And driving there and back over and over every single day took a lot of mileage and a toll on my car. And and then there's the other option, and people be like, why not? Well, why not commute? Because that was safe. And honestly, when I first started the school, I was honestly thinking of commuting, but it was a lot of money, and financially wouldn't cover it. So obviously I didn't commute. Or I commuted, but I didn't stay on campus. That's what. I didn't stay on campus because it was a lot of money and financially wouldn't cover it. I believe it's been a couple of years, so I'm not 100% sure, but I couldn't, so I just drove, and I took literally classes 4 days a week. So you can imagine how much gas would be driving back and forth. And then on the days I didn't go to school, I worked, and that's why I didn't have a lot of free time, and it was difficult. It's been a journey. It's been a tough time, but a great time. And honestly, I want to thank every single person out there, because I honestly wouldn't have gotten this far without the support of my grandparents, the support of my loved ones, my friends, and even you guys. Even though you guys don't know my school life or anything about that, just seeing people just join in, talk, and more or less just see my artwork and just be like, that's really cool, and all in all, just having a good time, making my own artwork I like. It's impacted me to keep going. And the question now is, now that you're done with school, what's next? I'm job hunting. I mean, that's literally I'm job hunting, but honestly, that isn't going to stop me. I'm going to continue with the channel, and I'm going to help as much as I can. I'll continue making work, continue making artwork. I even made 2 posters, and if you guys are interested, I could do, I'll have to talk to Kevin, but if you are interested, we could do a signed giveaway where we'll figure that out. But if you want, maybe we can send the poster signed. I'll tell you, my penmanship is terrible, so if you guys are interested, just let Kevin know, and maybe I could talk to him about that. But honestly, as an artist, I want to do the same and have not little artists, but because I always say this 1,000 times, and I keep saying is that being an artist is not easy. I know a lot of friends and loved ones having issues trying to get their work out there, so I do want to get the channel big enough, so not just my friends, but I also want other artists who wants their work being shown. The only thing I say is, I don't like AI. I already said my hatred towards people fully creating their artwork or just creating art. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of artists, and I want them to be known. I just don't like people who fully create their artwork in AI and claim it's there. I mean, sure, if you put it as some parts of pieces, if you add a little bit, maybe, as long as all of it is your creativity, because it's different using it as a source or inspiration, but then fully creating the entirety of your artwork with AI and claiming it as your own. I just don't like it, because it makes a bad look for us, not us, but every artist out there who makes their work. But like I said, I want to thank you all. You've all been a great source of inspiration, a great source of, and I wouldn't have gone this far without any of you guys. So thank you. And wait, Liney, I'm sorry.